What is going on, everybody? Welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is Explicit Sage, and this is going to be my first patient gamer review. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. Let's go on and get started. Alright. Let's not play games here, man. Please. I'm saying please, go and buy this game. Yakuza 0. It's a classic. Straight classic. What are you still doing here, bro? Go ahead. Go on PS Store, go on Epic, go on Steam, wherever you play, bro. Because it's on PC too, on PS4. It's everywhere, man. Go and buy this game. You will not regret it in the slightest. Quality title. If you're someone who's used to anime, used to the Japanese content, used to reading those subtitles, you enjoy a good story, this is going to be the game for you. Go ahead and get this. Let's get started on the review. Just for those that are still unsure after I've given it my reigning endorsement, let's get started on this review, and I'll give you the breakdown on why this game is so good. Alright guys, I'm going to break this into 3 categories on why you should be picking up this title. I'm going to start with the gameplay, move over to the story, and because I'm a patient gamer, broke ass dude such as everybody else that's here, I'm going to calculate the value. Is this game really worth your buck? After, with everything considered, it is an older game from 2015 from what I believe. So, is this game really worth your time? So let's get started with the gameplay. Okay, let's get on started with the gameplay. This game is a melee fighter. You're going to be out here participating in some brutal hand-to-hand combat of the highest degree. It's very entertaining, very flashy, definitely something you can enjoy. Strong combat, lots of moveset, lots of things you can unlock throughout the whole thing. It's ridiculous. You can see that it still has some of those anime tropes that make it a little bit ridiculous, but still very enjoyable and very exciting to watch. So it's combat you will definitely enjoy. What you have to take into consideration as well is that there's more depth to it. There are 3 different fighting styles for each of the characters in this game. For Kazuma Kiryu, he's got 3 styles, and Goro Majima, the other main character, he also has 3 styles. So that's going to keep the combat fresh and interesting. What's also involved in the combat is that there are very exciting weapons and heat actions. These are essentially the power moves that you use to in any other fighting game, but of course this is 3D and you can move around. There are different heat actions that you can do that'll be essentially some really cool finishing moves that you're going to be defeating your enemies with. They keep it exciting, keep it fresh. Each weapon has a different finishing move. Each fighting style have different finishing moves, whether they're on the ground, whether they're standing up, whatever the situation. There are lots of different heat actions that are going to keep the game interesting and fresh for you in terms of the gameplay. Very exciting gameplay. It's something you will enjoy. Now, another part of the gameplay will be the setting. Where is this game taking place? What's going on? What world are we inhabiting? The world that we're inhabiting here is in Tokyo, Japan, in the 1980s. This is way back in the day. It's a really interesting setting. Tokyo, more so set in Kamurocho, inside Tokyo, and a small little area. It's very interesting. This is one of the most lived in cities. It feels alive. After playing this game, I felt like, it would be really cool to actually go and check this place out because it's lively. People are going on with their real life routines. People are going on dates, going out to eat, going out to watch stuff, doing activities, going to work. Everything is here. It feels alive. Casinos, game stores, everything is here. A very exciting city. Things are going on. And of course, this is a crime story. So you're going to be there involved in the city. You're part of the Yakuza, the Japanese crime that's over down there, and you're going to be involved in there, and you're going to be participating in multiple different activities throughout the entire story. It all revolves around 2 main cities, Kamurocho and Sotombori. So these are the 2 places that you're going to be playing the game in. Very exciting, very interesting, all beautiful cities. Kamurocho is the slightly bigger one, but Sotenbori is also a very nice city with some cabaret clubs. There's lots and lots of cool stuff to do. You definitely will be enjoying yourself over here. Now, within the setting, there's lots and lots of things to do. The main thing that you'll be, of course, be tackling will be the main story missions, which will take you a very long time to finish. There's definitely value for money here. It's quite enjoyable. That's going to be the bulk of it. The tone is somewhat serious, but it's a balanced tone. It's never too deep, it's too dark. Oh man, this is getting too heavy. No, definitely quite enjoyable. You'll be participating in the main stories. There are side activities you can participate in, and of course there are the slice of life, light-hearted sub-stories, which are very, very exciting, very interesting as well. So you're definitely going to be enjoying that and sink your teeth into that. All right, now that we've considered the gameplay, let's go on right into the story. The story, as I've mentioned before, you'll be following the lives of two main protagonists in their early lives, because this is the prequel of the Yakuza game series. This is my first one, so I started out to this whole journey with them. So it's very, if this is your first Yakuza game, you'll definitely enjoy this as well. This is a great starting point. You play as Goro Majima and Kazuma Kiryu. Kazuma Kiryu is the main character of the entire series, but Goro Majima has been included in this one. And oh man, I'm so glad that he was included in this. So it follows their lives. What the game pretty much revolves around is an empty lot that is owned by someone that we don't know. It's owned by no one. It's an empty plot of land there in Kamurocho. Everyone's fighting for that land. The story is that there are people in the clan, in the Tojo clan, which is the main crime family, that the main clan in this Yakuza series, is that one of the families, the main family that we'll be considering, is the Dojima family. The boss of the Dojima family wants to attain this empty lot so he can completely revitalize and execute his real estate plan to take over the entire city of Kamurocho, which will eventually propel him into becoming the entire chairman of the entire Tojo clan. So in this game, we'll be following the events of this empty lot, how his three lieutenants are fighting to get this empty lot for their boss so they can also rank up. So everything is interlinked with the owner of the empty lot and the empty lot itself. It's the key plot point in this story. Very exciting, very interesting. Lots and lots of twists and turns throughout the entire experience. Definitely a game that you will enjoy. Very, very, very good. Very good. Now, I will be honest, it does have a slow start. This game doesn't immediately grab you like some other games could, such as God of War and some other great titles. But it's a little bit of a slow burn. There's enough story here for you. If you got a little bit of patience, you're definitely going to enjoy this game. If I were to like compare the different aspects of the game, I'd say the strongest part of the game is the story, and then the weaker part of the game is the gameplay. Because while the gameplay is enjoyable, it's just not as strong as the other aspects of the game. The story is really what's going to keep you going, and it's going to keep you to keep playing this game. As I said, it's a slow burn. Perhaps maybe in the first like 5 hours or so, it may be seeming a little bit dry, but it definitely picks up, guys. As soon as it picks up, you're holding on to the back of your seat. It's exciting. You definitely will not regret it. It's something you can definitely enjoy. And it's a long ride. It definitely is a long ride. Lots of stuff happens. People die. But yeah, it's madness. It is madness. And definitely something you can sink your teeth into. So for the guys that usually skip cutscenes, all they care about is the gameplay, alright guys, this is not the game for you, because it's really, really story driven. If you have the patience to really sink yourself into this game, you're going to experience a really mature, interesting story that, it looks into the crime of the Japanese Yakuza and the works of it. Very, very interesting stuff here. Alright guys, now that I've given you a bit of a basic overview of the story, now I want to set something up a little bit. This is going to be the spoiler section of the story, because I want to discuss this game with all the old Yakuza fans and everyone who knows the game, who've been playing the series, who just want to enjoy this review. I want to put a timestamp in the description so you can skip this part if you haven't played the game yet. So let's go on right into the spoilers. Oh, guys, Goro Majima has to be one of the best characters that I've played with in a while, probably since Kratos and maybe Adam Jensen. Those are guys I've recently played with. What a great main character, dude. Like, I understand Kazuma Kiryu is the main guy, but he doesn't really have that much personality, I don't know, in comparison. And I'll be honest, like, Kazuma Kiryu's story in this, of him dealing with an empty lot, him dealing with Tashibana and his death and all of that stuff is interesting. But compared to Majima, where we get a full backstory, we see how he lost his eye, we see the torture, we see everything he's been through. And we see that after all of that, he's still a good person, still got morals. And to see him rise from this head of the cabaret club, Grand, and then to see him like lose it all, thinking he lost Makoto, and then for him to rise up and to become the mad dog of Shimano, yo, it's simply amazing. When that scene when Majima and Kiryu finally meet, I was like, oh damn, dude. Majima literally took on the entire Doshima family by himself. He took them on by himself and he won. He beat Awano, he beat Laogui. He was about to kill Doshima if Sarah didn't come on and save his soul, bro. It was absolutely amazing. Kiryu also had a great fight with Shibusawa, but in comparison, bro, it was so exciting. What's really saved Kiryu's arc in this was the plot that was surrounding him, because the plot that was happening down there in Kiryu's story was really interesting. But if we're comparing it from just character and character, I'm still gonna rate Majima over Kiryu. And I've just started Yakuza Kiwami, and I'm like kind of disappointed in the way that Majima's turned out from the man that he used to be, from what I've known in Zero. It's a bit disappointing because now Kiryu is the main guy, but I've only recently just started Kiwami, so I'm gonna give it a bit more of a chance. But Goro Majima, by far my favorite character, and his story with Makoto. I have not been so angry at a game ending than that one, when he didn't go and tell Makoto who he really was, that he was the one taking. Oh man, I'm a sucker for like these love stories, man, and man, it just really hurt me when he didn't actually end up with her. But of course, this is a prequel. There was some stuff that they couldn't change the story too much. They needed to keep it consistent with the rest of the entire series, so it's understandable. But anyway, I really enjoyed the story, really exciting. I'm so happy that I just got into this game series, because I saw it on PS Store and it was on a really good sale, and I was like, hey, let me try this out. I've heard some good things from it, from like Game Maker's Toolkits and from other reviews. I'm like, yeah, let me give it a shot, and I really enjoyed it, guys. Really enjoyed it. I'm playing Kiwami right now. I'm gonna see how I like it. I'm gonna play some other Yakuza games, maybe Judgment. I'm gonna try that out as well. So yeah, okay guys, that's pretty much the spoiler section done. Alright, let's get back to regular schedule programming. Alright guys, so we're down to the final category, value. Is this game worth your buck? And I have to give it a resounding yes. By the time I finished the game and done a number of the sub-stories, I had clocked in 120 hours into the game. So if you're someone who's just probably going to play the main story alone, maybe 1-2 sub-stories or something like that, you'll probably clock in almost 90 hours. It's very long, and you know what, usually we complain that, oh man, these games are too long, the quality is dipped. Maybe we say that about a Ubisoft game or what we're used to, that type of thing, quantity over quality. That's what a lot of game makers mistake. But this is definitely not it. Once you get past the first perhaps 5 hour slog to get into it, throughout the entire experience, there are so many twists and turns, and it maintains the quality throughout. It maintains the quality. It's good throughout the entire game. Like, that's so rare to find. Value for money. If you go on PS Store, on PC, wherever, it's an old game, so you're gonna get it. Even if you don't buy it on sale, it's still worth your buck. Almost 90 hours of a game, and if you sink yourself into the sub-stories, you're gonna have maybe another 10-15 hours or so, or even more if you sink yourself more into the sub-stories. And the sub-stories are really enjoyable. So some of them are hit and miss, but they definitely are enjoyable. Maybe one complaint I could have about the sub-stories is that pretty much all the sub-stories aren't voice acted. Only the main story stuff is voice acted. But if you're gonna read it, it's still quite enjoyable. You're still gonna have an enjoyable time with it. So if we're talking value for money, this is it. Go and buy this game. You're not gonna regret it. I'm a patient gamer myself. Broke ass dude, don't have money to be buying every single new game that's coming out. So this is a great thing for you to enjoy while you wait for other games to go on sale, to get older, or whatever the situation is. Whatever your money situation is, this is a game that you're gonna enjoy for a very long time. Now, let's get down into the final rating. This is my first game review, so bear with me. No, I'm kidding, guys. But I've played a lot of games. I've played many titles. I've enjoyed a lot of games, and this game is really up there. Really up there. If I were to give it a rating out of 10, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. This is a must buy. And when you give game like such a high rating, it's not that it was bad in any sort of the way. It was perhaps just missing that extra edge to take it over to that high level. This is definitely a game you will enjoy. I recommend go and buy this title. You will not regret it. Thank you guys so much for watching my review. Hopefully I was able to help you make an informed decision on your gaming purchase. Thanks, man. Please like the video if you feel like it. Subscribe. Check me out. I'm gonna be posting some more stuff on YouTube. Thanks so much, guys. Cheers.